Hi there. Yesterday I went to the Moore Manor Lavender Farm in Newport, Maine with my friend Angela, and I got this adorable picture of lavender in a vase. I found that on a shelf, and I moved it over into the corner in the window and snapped this picture. I just thought it would be really sweet, and I love it. I love the lavender for one. The pot shape is adorable, and I love the little tag where it has their logo with a little hummingbird on it. I thought it was so cute. So I'm going to paint this. Now, I sketched this out with pen. I'm trying to be more daring. Daring, adventurous. You know, sketching with pen to me is daring and adventurous. I'm trying to be more daring and sketch with pen instead of pencil, because if I sketch with pencil, I'm going to go over it again and again and again, trying to get it to perfect. And that's just frustrating. So I'm doing my best to sketch with pen. When I did that, I messed up right here. But I'm going to roll with it. That is going to be a learning experience for me. Plus, you know, when I see other artists sketching with pen and painting like a wash, and they have squiggly, messed up lines, it always looks good. So I'm going to give myself a little grace, and I'm going to roll with it. Oh, also the perspective is off, but again, whatever. So this is going to be a learning experience because of that, and also because there's so much white in this photo, but there's only like a couple sections with the brightest white. So it's going to be interesting to try to get some variations in color of white. So I'm gonna try it. If all else fails, I have my Posca pen here to get back the brightest whites, and some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. I always have those sitting right here in case I need them, along with white gouache. Okay, I'm going to start by putting in the outside. I'm using my Daniel Smith watercolors because they are sitting right here next to me from my lilac paintings. And I thought that would be great for the same colors that I used in lilacs for the lavender. Even though the lavender is darker, it's still, you know, it's still going to be the same mixes. So frustrating. My camera cut off on me after 4 minutes. I don't know why. The battery is fine. The SD card is fine. I don't know what the problem is. I'm using my Canon DSLR, and it's a little old, but for some reason when it cuts off, it doesn't tell me it cuts off. And it's so frustrating. At some point, I would love to get like a video camera, a camcorder that will just run. But for now, there's no money in the budget for that. So what I did was I put in the rest of this background, and I've mixed up a color that could be used for the shadows. well, not for the shadows, but for the overall the trim of the window. And then intensities used for different areas of the shadows. So I think that could work. It looks a little blue. I want to add a little more, I mean, it looks a little green. I want to add a little more blue. I think it's okay. I'm going to run with it. So hopefully my camera does not cut off on me again. Fingers crossed. All right. Let's start with here. And I'm going to drop in a little bit more of that. Now the reference photo, it's more like a beigey color, but I'm not going to make myself stick to that. I'm just going to kind of use what I think will look nice and roll with that. Okay, and then the same kind of color is here. And it's wonky, but that's okay. Okay, and then, man, the mixture on the palette is so pretty with the separation. Man, I love that. And then the same color is, I'm going to put it back here. Oops, I touched right there. And then I'm also going to put it here. So this top part is gray. This part is white, so it's down here. All right, and then underneath the sill. Okay, I think that's a good first start. Really, these cross sections could have it too, but in order to do that, I want to clean up the panels, the grids. I'll do that. Let me dry the background first. Okay, I'm just going to use a brush and wet it and then blot it. A little bit better. There is red in that mix, and sometimes red does stain. So, okay, I think that's better. I'm going to dry that now so I can put on that gray mixture. Okay, I think that works. Yeah. Okay, there needs to be some shadow here and here and here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that by wetting it and then dropping it in. So, and there's also shadow on the edge of the sill, which means I might need to make this darker, but I just wanted to start because I don't want to do too dark too quickly because I'm a wimp. Okay, I'm going to start down here. And then drop in. Right, and then drop a little bit more in. Okay, and then to here. And then in here needs to be some. Okay, I think that works. Now down here, and I'm going to add some on the sill. And I will need to do this darker down here. I actually think this needs to be darker too. Yep, like that. And this. I also feel like this corner needs to be darker. Okay. I'm going to dry it. I feel like the whites are too white, so I'm going to wet them. And just put a very light amount in there. Too much, so I'm going to blot. And here. I think that's better because this strip right here is going to be the whitest white, and then a couple highlights in here are going to be the whitest white. So I didn't want these to be too stark. And then under here it needs to be darker. Okay. All right, I'm going to dry this again. Okay, now I'm going to work on the pot, which has like a It's kind of like this color, honestly, that I made. So I'm going to add a little bit of blue into it and make it like a bluish tint tot. Bluish tint pot, not tot. Okay. So okay, and then I'm going to blot. Let's see, I'm going to do a little blot here. And then tear a piece. And then right here. There we go. I think that works. Actually, also need it down here because it's reflecting the windowsill. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. Actually, I'm going to dry it. Yeah, I'm going to dry it because everything I want to work on is like touching that. And I'm looking at it and it doesn't look dark enough. Either, actually, I feel like this isn't dark enough because this is a much brighter tone than that. So I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm going to put in right here. Maybe that'll help. The window panes, there's like a gray bit right there. So I'm going to put that in real quick. So that's very purple. I'm going to put that up here as well because you would see the window panes up here too and see how that looks. I think it's okay. The only thing I don't like is how this one looks darker than that one. So I think it's all right. I'm going to let it be. Yeah, I'm going to let it be. Okay, I'm going to put the terracotta color that's down here. So let's see. Unfortunately, I haven't used a terracotta color yet in this. Let's see what I can get. Oh, actually, that's great. So just with the quinacridone rose and the green gold, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Ah, dropped it. Okay, so we're going to put it here. little bit more of that Quin Rose in there. And okay, let's just see how that settles. I think I'm going to put the lavender in now because I want to see how it looks in comparison to determine if I need to do anything with the vase or the windowsills. So, okay. Up here, I had used all these colors, so I'm just going to use them all again. The lavender. And I'm also going to mix in a little bit of this iridescent sapphire just for funsies. It's dried down, so it takes a little bit to re-wet. Okay. Now, yeah, let's just dab some in. Dab, dab, dabbies. Okay, I'm going to need to think about the darkness that's in here and the best way to put that in. So, let's mix up a dark. That's actually pretty good right there. Let's see. I'm going to get my liner brush. Let's see, where is it? There we go. So here we go. It needs to come out further in that pot. There we go. And maybe I'll dab in some purple. See if that kind of mixes in with it. Because right now this looks like it kind of ends, and I don't want that. Just kind of mix it in. It really is that dense in my photo, so I'm trying to mimic that, but this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Really. So I'm going to put a little bit more wispies and then add some more flowers. And I might add some Dr. Peach Martin's Bleed Proof White or gouache, or even maybe some Posca pen dots and make them purple. And see how that goes. Overall, I think it's good. Okay. I do need a ring around the pot. Like right here. There we go. I think that's nice. And then under here, I'm going to put a little bit more. And a little bit more from this angle. Okay, the card probably needs to be a different color, but I'm afraid to touch it yet. I do want to put some of the same color as this on the jute, but I'm going to dry that first. Okay, so I've got it going like this. And I like that because it brings the color in again. Okay. I think it's coming together. I want to add some, I think I'm going to do Dr. Peach, Dr. Peach Martin's Bleed Proof White. Okay, and I'm going to add right here along the window. Oof, that is really, here, put it in here. Need to water it down a little bit. So along that window pane. And clean that up a little bit. And along these edges. Probably a little bit nitpicky, but it's what I do. It's just what I do. I like it. I think it looks good. And then on the top of these, which is going to help fix my mistake in sketching a little bit. Just a little bit. The sketches are still there. The pen is still there. But it's just not as noticeable. All right. I think I'm also going to put it here. And I'm going to put some in sporadically, some dots, and then I'm going to see if I can put some purple over top of them. Okay, I think I'm going to add just a slight color over this card. Okay, and I need a little bit to fix right here. Can you see that? Could you see that where the terracotta color kind of went over top of the card? And this Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white fixed it right up. Tongue-tied, sorry. Okay, I'm going to dry this where I put the white and then try putting purple on top. Yep, works great. I mean, I knew it would work, but I wasn't sure if it would be what I wanted or if I just wanted to leave it white. Let's put it that way. Here, I like that. I think it's nice. Okay, let's see, is there anything else? Oh yes, there is. There's a little line around the top, and it's kind of like a bluish color. There we go. Oh, you know what? I want to do a little knot right here. There. Cute. Actually, I might use some pen to highlight that, make a shadow. Okay, I think I'm going to take the tape off. Let's see how it looks. Oops. definitely tell it's a windowsill with lavender in it. You can definitely tell. I think it's pretty. Oh, okay, do just a little bit of here. It wasn't needed probably, but I wanted to do it anyway. Oh, I also wanted to do like right here. I don't know why. I just really, really wanted to do that. Great. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the sketchiness of the pen. I love that it's not perfect. Even right here, it's not perfect, but I just think it's pretty. I actually think it adds something to it. Maybe you don't agree. I think it does. I think it's lovely. Yay. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy you're here. Have a great day. Bye-bye.